and I can't pass too much judgment on him. I would back Ahmad, but from what I saw against Fulham, I don't think the players have that much trust in him as yet. Obviously, he's capable of moments, but it's going to be a while before I can really say, yeah, he's probably a definite starter on the wing. Like you said,
who's that? Sorry, Ahmad.
Yeah. Sancho definitely for me on the left. I think Rashford's had enough chances to show that he's willing, show anything in it. I think with the manager's come in and obviously got Rashford at a time when he probably had his best season. So that's why I think Rashford gets the chances that he has and gets the leeway that he does. But obviously, from a fan's perspective, seeing him throughout the seasons, there's probably been like, you can count in your hand maybe 1 or 2 seasons where he's been outstanding. There's no consistency with him. And like you said, Sancho hasn't had a good run of games for us to really say, yeah, he's Premier quality, or yeah, he's not. Everyone's just pretty much just written him off and just seen him as a bad egg and they need to get rid of him, which a lot of Man United fans seem to be saying, which is quite annoying. No one's actually looking at the strong facts of how many games has he really had in the
Alex,
team.
just quickly, I wanna ask you,
yeah.
What do you think it is the reason why these fans? I know a lot of fans will point to the fallout with Ten Hag, which obviously I'm still firm on what I believe, that Sancho done nothing wrong. But what do you think it is with these fans that, as a reason as to why they're so onto Sancho and the likes of a Garnacho, a Rashford, a Højlund? Why is it that they Mason Mount, you can even put in as well, Bruno Fernandes, that they're given a different kind of leeway rather than Sancho?
I mean, to be fair, I feel like fans are giving it to Mason Mount a fair bit, but I think the reason why he also gets a bit of leeway is because everyone's seen what he's done from Derby to Chelsea, him being Chelsea's player of the season 2 years in a row, things he's done at Chelsea. That's why he probably gets more of a leeway, and he's been seen more in the Premier League. Not a lot of people have seen Sancho and what he's capable of, and I feel like they've either only seen him in the Champions League and maybe seen an odd Bundesliga game, so they don't know what he's about. And I think as well, with the fallout as well, the news that was coming out following it, everyone was jumping on it. Everyone was saying, well, maybe this is the reason why Pep didn't keep him, or they've seen a video of him not shaking.
That's a lie, by the way.
Exactly. And they've seen the video of
yeah, but why did that come out though?
Why did what come out?
It's just people searching. There's people just searching the internet and just looking for a narrative, really.
Half of the stories about his behavior came out of Man United, right?
Yeah, but why has it not come out of Dortmund? You know, that's what you have to ask yourself. And Pep didn't want to get rid of him. Sancho chose to leave. Like, that's a lie.
In my opinion, the reason why Sancho doesn't get the grace is because he had more hype around him when he came in. There was a higher expectation, and he had to justify his price more than other players. Because I think other players that you mentioned, like a Højlund, he came in after the price of strikers began to become inflated. So I can see people giving him more time. Like Mason Mount, you said before, he's kind of done it in the Premier League. We've seen the kind of levels he can reach, and he's a good player. And
but Len, the thing is, why is it that, as you just said, Højlund came in after the prices were inflated? Yeah, why is it a player that relatively has done nothing in the game, in comparison to Sancho, who has pedigree in the game? Why is it that Højlund gets away with it and then Sancho won't?
Because with Højlund, everyone wants to make sure that no one compares him to Haaland or anyone else, So they're trying to give him the leeway, because when he came in, he was always a project player. It was going to be a project that you build into the future. When it comes to Sancho,
there's no future with this guy.
Sancho was supposed to be a wonder kid that had gone and done it in Germany, and now you are bringing him back to the Premier League, and he was one of England's best up and coming talents, and he had like a higher bar. Yeah, so the standards for him were a lot higher from the get-go. Not to mention the added media spin that Man U put out to kind of make Ten Hag would look better in some way, shape, or form. But I think it's mainly because of that. I don't really think it's because he's done anything in particular in terms of on the pitch, because he hasn't. He's scored a few cool goals, had some good touches and whatnot. He's looked good at times, but he hasn't really had any consistency in the starting lineup or coming on as a sub. So most people look at him like, okay, he's a weird waste of money.
Yeah,
because he's not giving what I was basically promised when he first came in any way, shape, or form. So I think a lot of people have like like trauma from the stories of player power was coming out.
Yeah.
Non-stop. That kind of died down, and I think he's the kind of last player that people talk about in that kind of light. So he doesn't have good press, and he came with the expectation, and every other fan base is looking at you laughing. Not laughing at Sancho, because in other fans' minds, Sancho's a good player, and you'd say free Sancho, he should get a move somewhere else. Nobody wants to see him succeed at United. But United fans don't know what they want. Like when I brought up Ahmed, and Garnacho, it was because of the delivery on the pitch the other day. So what mattered? Why was everyone happy with Xerxes? Was it because he had a bunch of stellar touches, looked great when he came on, or basically because he got you the winning goal? So if Garnacho's coming on and is effective, it's a bit unfair to call him an impact sub. And the argument could be made that it would make more sense to start Garnacho, run the defenders ragged, and then bring on Diallo, because he'll have the same benefit from space and tiredness. And he's younger, so it'll take some of the pressure off him. So I think a lot of the people who want Diallo to start is because they don't like Anthony and they don't like Garnacho.
And they don't like Sancho.
Yeah.
Personally, I disagree, because as I said, like Ahmad's what? Ahmad's 2022, Garnacho's 20, yeah? The thing is, if you're starting the game, first and foremost, you need your players to be comfortable in possession of the ball, not overturning the ball. Ahmad exceeds that over Garnacho, yeah? And as I said, Garnacho is someone, yeah, he's better against tired legs, because there's been too many times where he has been starting games and he's been on the periphery of the game, because he is someone that relies on spacing behind. For one, he's not good in tight situations, which Ahmad is, and as I said, Ahmad is more adept at keeping the ball than what Garnacho is. Now, obviously, in the front line, some people might want, someone that wants someone to run in behind and someone to come to the ball. So for me, if they're playing inverted, and again, Garnacho is actually better on the right-hand side, because he hasn't really got much to think about in terms of on the left, he wants to come inside, come for a shot. Whereas on the right, he's very rarely going to come inside and go for a shot on his weaker foot, unless he is in acres of space where no one's challenging him. So he's better on the right. But the problem is, Amad Diallo has to be an automatic starter for me. And Anthony, Anthony has his uses, but I think because of the fee Anthony's on and the wage that he's on, he's obviously going to be under scrutiny. And for me, I think Anthony, there is something there, but he's not better than Ahmad. So automatically, he's going to be behind Ahmad. And for me, I wouldn't be starting Garnacho. I mean, if you want to start Garnacho in the FA Cups, the Carabao Cups, fair enough. But in a 38-game Premier League season, there is no way that Garnacho should be starting ahead of Ahmad. And again, he shouldn't be starting ahead of Sancho. So the manager now is going to have a problem, because Sancho, for me,
question.
too good. Go on.
Are you saying that he shouldn't be starting ahead of them because he's not as blessed ability-wise?
Yeah, well, both really, because if you compare him and Rashford, yeah, Rashford is His ability wise isn't nowhere near Sancho and.
So would
Ahmed.
you say that on recent form,
Yeah,
that he deserves a starting place above those players?
so for me,
I don't think recent form matters when you go into a new season, because everyone's been off. Everyone's still trying to catch up because it's still pre-season mode right now. So yeah,
okay.
I guess you're like relying on, what a player can do last season. Like, last season his output and input were quite high.
Yeah.
Going into it, so that's always going to be, as a manager, that's always going to be in the back of your mind. Like, okay, cool. I know in the last 5 games where we needed him to turn up, he has turned up. So going into the start of the season, we're going to give him the first.
Wait, Alex, quickly. Who the last 5 games? Who has turned up?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh, in general.
I'm talking about form carrying over, because I would say the only thing I'll say about Garnacho is his form kind of carried over into pre-season.
He didn't play preseason.
He didn't play preseason.
He did.
No, he didn't. He was in the Copa America,
where he played 1 game.
Was it the
Champions
Shield he played?
Yeah, he played that.
Community Shield. He came on Community Shield. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But as I said, man, for me, it's amazing how, like, as I said, I've been watching football for years, and for players like this guy to be hailed, it don't make no sense to me, because I can already see at the young age of 20 that he's not going to be Man United quality. He hasn't got it. He hasn't got the quality. And again, if Man United are looking to be a mid-table team, then you're going to play Garnacho every week. But what I remember of Man United, just like you, Alex, Man United are meant to be having the best of the best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And at the moment, their squad is littered with players that are just there because fans feel they owe them something. You know what I mean? Or they owe them to be stuck by. But these players ain't good enough. It's as simple as that. Like, if you're coming from the academy, you have to be elite. The only player that I look at that has an elite ability is Kobe Manu. He's there on merit. But you look at all the other guys, like, again, Harry Amas, they're trying to push through now. He ain't going to be Man United quality. On the ball, he's good, but he just hasn't got it from what I've seen, Garnacho definitely hasn't got it. Rashford obviously is capitalized on a situation where Man United had injuries. And obviously his brand now is bigger than what his brand is bigger basically than his actual ability in football. But Man United too many times trying to push these players through.
Isn't there an argument to be made here that at the end of the day you're in phases? Yeah, especially if you're sticking with this manager, and you've had this whole rebuild basically from this summer, so it's a different direction or whatever. So if you're in a phase, it doesn't necessarily. If Garnacho is getting what you need done, which is end product, he should be starting basically with the idea that going forward you can improve on him, so he could become a bench player in the future, a squad player, or be sold on, and you'd still get a good return on him because he's been playing football. So I think the idea that you could have is not Man United level. I mean, what? It's not 15 years ago. Do you know what I mean? It's not 20 years ago. So when you would say like Man United level, it dropped off. The level dropped off, even though you've continuously signed good players. I'm talking about performance on the pitch and delivery. I think that once you can build that back up, which I think is what NES is trying to do, then you could turn around and say, okay, this is Man United's level. These players should be here. I get what you mean about the prestige or history of the club, but where the squad is right now, what it needs is quality in the final third in some way, shape, or form. I know it can be inconsistent with players like Garnacho, but if he's getting it over the line, that's what you need right now. You need to get back into the Champions League. You need to become a club that is at least there and about, season in and out. And then I don't know. Like I said before the season started, I think the change that you actually had to make was your manager, if what you guys saying was true. But with players like Garnacho, I think it's too soon to drop a player like that. Look how long we had the Lalanas still about in the team.
But Lallana's a good player.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think Garnacho is a bad player. I don't think Lallana was a bad player, but I don't think he was the level of Gini Wijnaldum or
All right, let me
or
give it to you
Mane.
like this now, yeah. Let's do it like this now, yeah. And I'll show you what I mean about the standing of this player, yeah. We'll go through all the Premier League teams, yeah, and we'll see what